Hey friends, welcome to Social Videos. My name is Joan and today I'm going to be telling you guys about my first week back at school. So I am a second year science student at UBC and I basically want to talk about and show you guys what our first week back kind of looked like this year. I feel like this is a very exciting but also stressful kind of time because it's like, I don't know, new school year, new experiences, but also like classes and homework, and just the end of summer is just a sad thing to think about. But one of my goals for this school year is to kind of go into everything with a bit of a more positive mindset and attitude. And thankfully the first week of school usually is a good way to kind of set all that up. Let me know if you have any questions about UBC, university life in general. I'm happy to answer them down in the comments below. But yeah, with that, let's just get on with it. So instead of having this more of like a vlog style type of video, I'm kind of just gonna talk about my experience because I actually didn't vlog all that much, but I did get some footage. I want to show you guys kind of how it was like. Funny enough, even though this was the first week of classes, it actually wasn't a full week. Our Monday of that week was actually a holiday, so then our first day started on a Tuesday. I feel like the first week is always a very interesting week for university because you don't really go straight into the work sometimes. It depends on the classes, I guess. But for example, for UBC, our first day back of school is actually not filled with classes, but instead called Imagine Day. I feel like Imagine Day is a much bigger deal for first year students who are first visiting campus and coming to UBC, but I believe returning students also have Imagine Day. I myself actually was like an orientation leader for first year students, so I actually experienced more of the first year side of things. But basically, it's the first day back on campus. For most students, there's going to be orientations based on your faculty. There's also a pep rally that goes on, which is what I attended that day as well. And it's basically just a chance to show some school spirit, hear from some of the leaders at school. I feel like pep rally was definitely the most exciting thing that happened. We had like faculty cheers, which I didn't even know about until now. Who's starting it? We are science, we're so fun! S-C-I-E-N-C-E! We are science, UBC! Science, UBC! Science, UBC!
Let's give everybody a big round of applause for all those awesome cheers. UBC! UBC!
And there's also the main event where clubs and extracurriculars are all lined up along Main Mall. And people are able to kind of visit the clubs, talk to some of the members, and kind of figure out what they want to do. And I didn't get much footage of it, but Main Mall event was absolutely insane. There were so many people. But it was actually really cool to see because I feel like during COVID and everything, the whole school population wasn't really on campus because people were either taking classes online or just not going to class. But this was really the time where you could see just the sheer amount of people that go to UBC and actually want to get involved with all the clubs and everything. Clubs, extracurriculars, athletics all got kind of booths and areas along Main Mall, and you basically could just walk the whole way and there were just clubs on either side. I'll be honest, it was a little bit overwhelming because of the sheer amount of people and just crowding at the booths that you can really get a really good idea of everything that was going on, but it was still really fun nonetheless and really exciting. And so after Imagine Day comes the actual first day of classes. Now I feel like the first few days of classes are also extremely funny because there are so many people at lecture. And if you're not a first year student or have been to lectures, you'll know that this is probably the most amount of people you'll see in your class, and then wait a few weeks and it'll basically cut down by like a third. Yeah, it was really exciting to kind of just go to the new classes, find out where all the new classes were on campus, and just kind of see what it is that you exactly registered for. Thankfully, the first few classes that I had didn't really go straight into course content. I feel like it's pretty typical for the first class to really get into the syllabus and just talk about what the course really is, and talking about like grading scheme and schedule and all that kind of logistical stuff. Thankfully though, that means not a lot of thinking, so just kind of very intro level warm up into the whole school thing. And what was really cool too is that at UBC we actually had like a first week event going on. So we actually had a lot of booths and musical performances out in our plaza area.
This next song is a bit of a hurdle for us, but we're gonna do it anyway.
There's also a booth that sold $1 bubble tea, and you know your girl definitely took advantage of that for like the whole week. It's also really bad for my bubble tea addiction, but $1 bubble tea, like, ooh. Anyway, after classes and getting that bubble tea, me and my friend actually went to the mall and went to this like interactive game room thing. I don't really know a good way to describe it, but basically there was a few riddles that you could kind of do to get like literally free money. And it featured a lot of products of stuff that was actually sold in the mall. So I don't know, it was just a cool thing that me and my friend wanted to visit.
We got free $15 for being awesome and smart. Let's go.
After that, I went home and actually started to work on preparing for classes. So since, as I said earlier, the first few days of classes are just kind of going over the syllabus and the course content, what I like to do is kind of just sort out my note-taking and folders and anything I need to get prepped before we actually start getting into the gist of things. So this includes figuring out whether I need to do pre-readings for classes, pre-reading notes, also setting up Notion, which is something that I use to keep myself organized. Oh, and just to mention as well, let me know if you guys want me to make a video kind of on the whole organizational, how to stay on top of your stuff in university, and basically how I get my work done and keep everything scheduled. If you're interested in knowing about that, I guess let me know. I might make a video on it, who knows. And with that, we move on to the second day of classes. So second day of classes are a bunch of new classes. The typical format for university classes is that you either have classes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday and Thursday. So again, classes just kind of look like going through the syllabus, grade scheme, schedule, nothing that interesting. As you can see, there was quite a lot of people, especially during lunch, but it was really nice to catch some sun in the nice weather. And while I was waiting for a friend before my next class, I explored the booths that were here today. So today there's specifically like a thrift pop-up and some other like booths I didn't see the day before, so I just kind of visited those. And then I ended up going to my last class of the day with my friend Renee.
People get off.
I also had a dinner date last night with some of my girlfriends where we went out for a nice steak dinner, kind of just to like, I don't know, celebrate ourselves going into second year, but also just like, this is kind of the last time we actually can get together and have a nice meal before like winter term, it seems. So it's kind of nice just to have a nice dinner. And then we ended up going to McDonald's to have ice cream and a fun little photo shoot.
The Mickey D's run. I got a smoothie. And I got McFlurry. We're all wearing nice things. Never mind, she ruined it.
So just a fun way to end the day. And then finally, it was the last day of the first week back. And let me just also mention, I did not film this that much, but the bus and transit this week was terrible. I cannot tell if it's just the first year's kind of commuting and getting used to everything, or just the lack of online classes that everyone's back on campus, but the buses were so full. I don't actually live on campus, so I commute and take transit. I've never seen it this bad before. Buses were like super packed. I heard a few like scary stories about buses breaking down, people having to walk to the next stop. I don't know, it was just insane. Lots of people, very chaotic, but we basically just went to class. And even though this was like kind of the second day for these classes, we started getting into course content, so it was kind of back to the grind of taking notes, listening to lecture, and trying not to fall asleep. And since we were basically being given work already, I just kind of went home, got some work done, and continued planning and prepping for classes. I also watched Being Puppy Cat, which came out that week, and it is an amazing show. If you haven't gone and watched it, you should definitely go and watch it because it is my favorite thing ever. But yeah, anyways, that kind of wraps it up for my first week back at UBC. I just thought it'd be fun to kind of show you guys. I'm planning on doing more UBC content in the future, plus also my classic DIY stuff, of course. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, if you have any questions for me or just want to chat, feel free to just leave anything down in the comments below. And also subscribe if you want to see more. I don't usually shout that out, but you know, I just feel the YouTube urge right now. I also want to mention, if you're a current student watching this, I encourage you to join me in kind of keeping this positive mindset going into the school year this year. I feel like after COVID and everything, not really after, we're still kind of in COVID, but it's just been not really the greatest energy, not the greatest mindset going back to school. But I think that if we approach it together with a positive mindset, it will definitely make things a little bit easier on everyone. Although to be fair, I'm filming this with after the second week back at school, and I already feel like I'm behind, but it's okay, we're managing. Yeah, that's basically all I have to share. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, night, wherever you are. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!